although we did expect a crowd, I didn't expect a crowd this big. But thank you all for coming. I'm Sherry Scarborough, the president of the West Boca Community Council. Also from the West Boca Community Council Board, we have Ellen Winnicott, Elliot Burns, I don't know where Elliot's in the back, Neil Schiller, Paul Pontrelli, Janice Steinberg, Margie Helshing, and Andrea Friedman. So this is our board. We're the ones that... can you hear me now? Can somebody get somebody from the park to see if they can come and adjust this? Give us 1 second.
If there's volume, it'd be there.
I tried a volume on there.
Could you all be quiet so you can speak? Please?
I'll try, Sherry, but that's it. That looks pretty bad. Try now. Is that better? Nope. That's worse. Okay, then I'm going to scream so that everybody in the back can hear me. Thank you all for coming out. We heard your battle cry. We heard it back in August. We heard it back in September. We've been sitting back. We've been listening. I've gotten your phone calls. We've gotten your emails. And as promised, we put together tonight's meeting. So there's comment cards in the back. If you want to speak, please fill out a comment card. And before we get started, I would like to introduce just some of our guests that are here tonight. And at the end, we'll hear from them after our Lennar presentation and after you've had an opportunity to submit your questions and comments. We have Major Keene from Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. We have Captain Moss, our district captain. Michael Mashad, Palm Beach County Property Appraiser's Office.
Roger.
Roger. What did I say? Roger.
I thought you said Michael.
Leslie Schreiber from Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. Thank you. And I know that somewhere Neil Nemchek, our fire chief, is probably stuck out in the hall. Thank you all for coming. First, we are going to let Lennar give a presentation. And then after the presentation, we are going to take questions and comments because the West Boca Community Council, we're here for you. That's what the council is about. West Boca, what benefits and what hurts us in West Boca. Obviously, I think I know where this is going. But we want to hear from you. And whatever we need to do, we will do. So, Lennar, who's giving the presentation? Ken Tuma?
They're out in the hallway.
Are they scared?
Yeah.
Can we use my phone?
There's...
Can you hear me okay? How about now?
Yeah.
All right, that's what I like to hear. So before we get started, I'm kind of surprised the amount of people here. It's exciting. We got any Gator fans? Let's start it from last night. Who stayed up and watched the game? All right, we got some Gator fans. Yeah, it was kind of late. It was good thing to watch. It was a lot of fun. So good evening. My name is Ken, and my last name is Tuma. My last name is Tuma, T-U-M-A. First name is Ken. Sir, I see you at the bottle. You're my guy for noise check. Okay. I work for a company called Urban Design Studio. We do planning and landscape architecture throughout Palm Beach County. I'm here with Wendy Tuma. She's actually the person who laid out the site plan, and yes, we're married. She's a landscape architect. So you can yell as much as you want at me, but you may not yell at her, okay?
Where's Lennar?
Hold on, they're coming, they're next. I just got to get my wife out of the way first. It's very important. So we have representatives of Lennar here. We have Mr. Pettibon, who is the vice president, Greg Pettibon, and then behind him is David Canfield, who's the director of entitlements. And then adjacent to Mr. Pettibon, you have everyone's favorite person, the transportation engineer from Kimley Horn, Chris Hagan, who will be giving a discussion this evening. Still too low? Sorry. I'm 6'1". I'm sorry. Okay, I'll try again. So, and then we have with us Mr. Handler from the law firm of Weiss Handler. Henry, please raise your hand. There's Henry. He's the attorney representing Lennar on this project. So I have a very short presentation. It's about 10 slides. I'm going to walk you through the proposal that we have that's in front of the county, that's in front of you. But let me tell you where we are. So I know some of you have met with Elliot and Sean from Cornerstone to go over the project individually and also in small groups. We started that in the late fall. But where we are today is we have made application to Palm Beach County. And why would you make application to Palm Beach County? We make application to Palm Beach County because there's a lot of rules and regulations. So we have submitted a plan that I'm going to walk you through tonight to the county. This is the start of a plan. Okay, so what happens is we get comments from the county, and then we start working through the whole program. So let me explain to you kind of how development works, because this is the world that I live in. I don't work for Lennar. Yes, I get paid from Lennar. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that they're not paying Wendy and I to be here, but we're being paid to be here. I mean, who would be in front of this beautiful crowd and not being paid? So with that being said, we have, the way it works is there's lots of different stakeholders involved in development projects, okay? So there's our client, Lennar. They are the ones investing in the project and want to develop homes. The stakeholders, of course, are the neighbors, which is, I'm assuming, how many people we have from Boca Lago here? Yeah. So I'd like to see active engagement.
Another community here too, Timbers of Boca.
So Timbers of Boca's here also. Thank you, sir. And then also, so of that kind of threading the needle of all these people, so you've got both the county, we have our client, we also have all the representatives here, neighbors. We have the political body, which is your county commissioner, and then the fourth part is this project is under contract, right? So there's a group that owns a golf course. That golf course, oops, sorry, I stood up again. That golf course is approximately 241 acres. Lennar has under contract 76 acres to develop. So basically today it's a 27-hole golf course. And the goal is to make it an 18-hole golf course. Michelle Rowland is here. She's a general manager. Or Michelle, there she is a general manager of the golf course. So I want to start out by saying 18 golf holes remain. It's actually 19 golf holes. There's one extra one. And those golf holes will remain. They are going to be repositioned for those who are golfers, which I am not. What Michelle told me is that the golf course will be longer than what it is today. It's under design right now, and it'll be a par 72, and the historical dog legs, which I have absolutely no idea what that means in golf, but the historic dog legs in Boca Lago will remain, and then the golf course will be redesigned. So, but what am I going to show you? Let me just talk in words, and I'll show you in slides. What I'm going to show you is a site plan, a color graphic, and I'm going to show you a couple items about what the request is that will be in front of the county. And then I'm going to show you a little bit about traffic. Then I'm going to let Chris talk all about traffic, because I suspect you may have a few questions about that. So in big picture, where we're starting is the proposal that you'll see is 76 acres of land. The proposal is 762 homes. And let me get the booze out. It's proposed to be 3 and 4 stories. And let me talk to you about what that means. I know. Let me talk to you what that means first, okay? Before we boo. Wait. You got to give me a chance. I'm trying to be somewhat funny. At least let me get finished. Is my noise check okay? Okay. All right. So noise check's okay. Let me walk you through, though, what that means. I'm going to go through a slideshow. I wanted to get that out there because I wanted the booze to start early and get right through it. So allow me to click through a few slides. It won't be that long, I promise. Okay, so, well, I suspect since 90% of the people who live here know where this is, right? Okay, we'll skip this slide. This is actually a little bit more detail in the slide, does have some relevance. This shows, with the exception of the one parcel that's in the middle, the external part of the Boca Lago PUD, or Planned Unit Development. There is one part, of course, that's not part of it, that doesn't identify on this. That's important. Boca Lago was approved in 1973, a couple of years ago. And in 1973, it was approved as a special exception with a PUD. And the reason why I'm using these words is because they have meaning. And those meaning of how the zoning and land use are done for the site. Oh, sorry, sir, is that better? Yeah, I should just sit down. There are 1,818 homes that are out there today, okay? Our proposal is to add an additional 762. So let me walk you through it. This is the technical terms of what's being asked. Those.
So drop that thing down so we can
This thing.
slide it over.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Sorry. I'm sorry, sir. Oh, that would be much better.
Keep talking.
I'm
Trying already.
I know.
Some more of it.
There you go.
Twist it up. Sound check for the back? All right. I want to say you have a bush light in your hand, but I know you don't, but it sure looks like it from here. Okay, so kind of just quick in general here on the request, the words that are in front of you. So a PUD amendment is what's being asked of the county. So you have a planned unit development on your project. We're requesting to modify it. And that has importance in those words because there's quasi-judicial hearing where there are standards, and we have to meet those standards. And then the next item is we're converting golf course into residential area. That's a 76 acres of the 245 acres. And then finally, the third one is to allow 762 multifamily units. That is the request that's coming. We've made that application. We're a long ways away from a public hearing. We will be getting our first round of comments from the county in probably a month and a half. So this is the plan. I am going to walk away from the microphone and then just point at a few things, okay? Because a lot of thought and design went in this plan. I know for a lot of you, this is the first time seeing it. And I also know that looking at plans, this is what Wendy and I do every day. So we look at plans and understand what they look like. It's going to be hard. Sometimes it's harder to grasp. So Wendy's going to, maybe Wendy will do the walking and I'll do the talking? Yeah, okay. So from the design standpoint, just kind of a global, I would make Wendy do it, but she won't do it. The global discussion is one of the things we looked at on this, taking those 9 holes of golf out, some very important items I want you to look at and make sure that you understand kind of what Lennar's direction to us was and then our direction of taking Lennar's direction. So the first thing Lennar said to us is make sure you have separate access points, that there isn't any access internal to the, I'm sorry, this is really annoying, any internal access points through the community. So every project, and Wendy's going to show you on the screen on the east side first, you'll note that all the access points come off of Boca Lago Road. So what we're doing is we're taking out the 2 holes on the north side of Boca Lago Road and requesting to place in additional homes in that general area that Wendy's pointing at. Okay? So as you drive down Boca Lago Road, instead of seeing those golf courses on the left-hand side, I'm sorry, sir. Instead of seeing those golf courses on the left-hand side, there will be the proposal is to place homes there, or in this case, multifamily
Not
units.
townhouses, those are the condos.
Those are condos, yes, sir, and I thank you for reminding me, I want to address that. Yeah, it's a great question. Those aren't, let me get through and I
Those are the
promise I'll
four-
answer every question,
Those
okay?
are four-story condos.
Where's Boca Lago Road?
Oh, yeah, oh, fair. That's so. What Wendy's showing is Lions Road, north-south. And oh, by the way, ma'am, I just want to say after the meeting, I will spend whatever time you want and show you, walk you through the plans. Okay.
And it's on the website.
So that's Lions Road, and then that's Boca Lago. Show them where Boca
I
Rio
believe
is.
it's Boca Lago Boulevard.
What did I say? Did I say road?
Boca Lago
I'm
Boulevard.
sorry. I promise you I will say road names and everything wrong tonight, but you're correct. I'm sorry, sir. So, all right. So that's so. Yeah. So here's so here these are the holes
How
here.
many stories are those?
Four.
Well, wait a second. I want to address that. Fair question. Question came, which I'm going to get to in a few minutes. 3 and 4 stories. I'm going to walk you through that in like 2 slides. Okay, so just give me like 2 more slides. Okay. So this is the plan as proposed on the east side. There are multifamily units proposed coming on Boca Road. Sorry. And then where the driving range is on the north side. That driving range will be converted into an aqua range, which is where you hit golf balls and they float in the water, and that becomes the driving range. And then terrible. Okay, got it. I'm not a golfer. Whatever that is, it sounds terrible. No, I don't play golf at all, sir. Right. No, I'm not. I never said I played golf. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. We always have a rule at our meetings, and that is 1, to be kind, and 2, when someone has the floor, we're all here to listen, and I know that you all have different views, and that's okay. We want to hear those views, but first let's be respectful and let them give their presentation. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Okay, so, and then also along the south side, that golf hole, that the separation there and the intent was to put in multifamily is a significant distance away from any of the existing residential. On the west side of Lyons Road, we're proposing townhomes here, and then also multifamily on the north end. So that's the intention. I have more slides that kind of walk you through some details. It's hard to see at this level. So,
And the entranceways?
yeah, I'll get there, I promise. First thing, the slides here, I'm going to show you architecture of the proposed buildings. This is the architecture of the 3, very modern architecture. And the design, that is up for discussion, but the intent here was a real modern style look of architecture style. The product in the top left-hand side is that 4-story product where it's 4 stories in the middle, and then it tapers to 3 stories. And let me talk to you about that product for a second. And Lennar's here, and they can answer more detailed questions about it. But that product is flat over flat, meaning it's individual floors. So, for example, in this particular building, it would be floor 1 would have 6 floors, and then floor 2, and then floor 3. So you buy your individual unit, and it's all 1 story. It is elevator, so there is an elevator in those 4-story product, 3 and 4-story product. There is an elevator in the common area.
And it's a catwalk.
It is not a catwalk. And I shouldn't have answered that. I got outside of course, but it isn't. But I'm sorry. And then the next product is the townhome product in the bottom left-hand side. And I'm going to show you the next slide here. We are proposing townhomes identified on the screen in front of you. Very nice architectural style, very, very modern type of architectural style for the site. So, this is a little more detail, and I'm just going to walk away from the microphone for a second and talk as loud as I can, okay? So, everybody knows where the clubhouse is? Club. Okay? Clubhouse? All right, great. So I just want to show you kind of what it looks like. This is in a much more blown up view than what you've seen before. This is the driving range or the aqua range. I know we got boos on that. I already heard it. But this is the proposed aqua range. Here is a proposed development parcel internal to the project. I'll get there, I promise. I hope you can hear me better now. I'll try my best, ma'am. But, so, long story short, separation.
Nobody can hear you. Stop talking and singing at the microphone. It's unfair. We all came out of our homes tonight.
We can hear you.
Do this properly or do it in another venue. This is wrong behavior. This is how you're going to conduct yourself.
Ma'am, stop. Ma'am, please. I just,
We all came here for you, and you're not appropriately set up for us. Shame on you.
okay.
Are you going to come into the community?
First-
Walk us over? You think we're gonna
Stop, ma'am, please. Ask everybody, please. You all have an opinion, and we want to hear it. After we've heard from Lennar and their representatives, then we will hear from you, the owners. And if you can't, be kind and be civil and wait your turn to speak, we will ask you to leave. So please.
You don't even have closed captioning. It's a jam.
Oh my God, you're so difficult.
So I do want to address some comments. One, we were invited here, ma'am, and I don't mean to be sarcastic, but we were invited here, and we're trying our best, and I hope you can hear me. Just appreciate the fact that we're trying.
Maybe we can all hear you because you got hundreds of people out there.
So anyhow, I do. Okay, so I want to go back to where we are. So I can see. So I want to go ahead and walk you through this plan, probably from over here with the laser pointer. So this is where the clubhouse is today. These are the proposed new units. The separation to the closest residential on these units are approximately 200 feet. And here on the northern end, it's 145. But the reason why I'm showing you this plan is I want you to look at the green space. One of the design characteristics, you're going to ask me, Ken, why in the world are you using 3- and 4-story product, right? That's going to be question number, well, probably question number 2. Traffic will be question number 1. Why are you using 3- and 4-story product? Because it's very simple. I can squeeze, I can get everything closer and go higher and leave more separation. That's the reason why we went down that path with the design of the product. Let me show you a few more. This is Boca Lago Boulevard. I have no idea what that noise is. But this is Boca Lago Boulevard, and then where Wendy's going to point, she's going to show south to the separation of those homes in the preserve area of 200 feet.
That parking lot between the building and
Oh, okay. I got to move the microphone over here, maybe. Okay, so, and this is the townhomes. I'll answer your question in a second, sir. And these are the townhomes here on the west of Lyons Road. And that's Vista del Lago right there by the golf maintenance building. And then here's the final area on the north side where there are proposed development on the north side. That is the tightest spot on the project at 115 feet of separation from house to house.
And the entry is on, where's the entrance?
Off of North.
That's Little Road. Got it.
All right, so on that note, I'm going to ask Mr. Hagan to come over and discuss a little bit about transportation. Chris is a transportation engineer with a firm of Kimley Horn. He probably has 25 years of experience, and he's very knowledgeable in transportation. And Chris, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and speak for a few minutes, and I'll come back.
That's fine. Everybody hear me all right? Okay. My name is Chris Hagan. I'm with Kimley Horn Associates, as Ken had mentioned. We've conducted a traffic impact analysis for this site for the proposed development. Okay, well, if I stand back, people have a hard time hearing, but I'll do my best.
Who paid for the site?
That doesn't have to do with traffic. I can't answer that question. I think we're answering questions at the end when the cards come out. But first of all, we've conducted the initial traffic impact analysis. I think Ken mentioned at the beginning of the presentation. It has been submitted to Palm Beach County. It's currently under review. We haven't gotten the first round of comments back on that or any of the other application materials yet. So we are very early in the process, and there are certainly changes that are going to come about. But I can explain. First of all, you got a little bit about the access, which you saw in the plan that was just up, and then also a little bit about some of the roadways and a few of the projects that are forthcoming in the future on a couple of the roadways in this area, because we know that that's certainly of concern. From the site plan that was up earlier, you saw that although in the aggregate we were talking about 762 units, they're divided into multiple pods. And each one of them has their own separate access. They're not interconnected with each other. And so the traffic actually disperses a good bit from each of the pods. There are 6 different entry points. There are 3 that sort of directly or indirectly connect to Lyons Road, and then 3 that are along Boca Lago Boulevard. And so ultimately, initially, you don't have, for example, a single community with one driveway entrance where 100% of the traffic is all being dumped, for lack of a better word, on one single road at one single entry point. Instead, it is already dispersed from the community, and it's going east and west on Boca Lago Boulevard, north and south on Lyons Road. So even initially coming out of the communities, there is dispersal happening, and then of course as it goes from there, it disperses further onto the roadway network. So that is one of the benefits from the way that the site plan is designed. Additionally, there are going to be a couple of cases where there will be turn lanes that are added at driveways that will help to separate that traffic, and entrances, median openings to allow the flow of traffic in and out of the community. What we highlighted here on the screen is that there are some roadway improvement projects that the county has that are forthcoming in the area. And the main one that I wanted to highlight, because in looking at the traffic capacity on the roads in our study, the one road that turned out to be looking in the future that we could see that would be definitely over capacity, and not with this project, but just with other background traffic, and then of course we'd be adding traffic to that, is Boca Rio Road, that runs parallel to Florida's Turnpike. In the Palm Beach County actually has a widening project from Glades Road to Palmetto Park Road that is set for construction in fiscal year 2027. So the relief is coming, and that road is going to be widened. And once it's widened, then that has enough capacity to handle not just the traffic that's there today, but anything else that's been approved in the area, plus traffic from this project. In addition, the county is, in the 5-year plan, is going through design plans for widening of Boca Rio Road south of Palmetto Park Road. So that relief is coming in the future as well too. It's the second step after the segment between Glades Road and Palmetto Park Road. Additionally, Lyons Road south of Palmetto Park Road is scheduled for design in the county's 5-year road program, also for widening to 6 lanes in that segment. And the county also has a construction project. It's not highlighted on here, but for intersection improvements at the intersection of Palmetto Park Road and Lyons Road. And one thing I wanted to highlight is that a lot of times, the county has us first look at roads, and then they have us look at intersections. And sometimes the concern, you can look at a road, and per the county standards, the road may be meeting the capacity or under capacity. But when you drive on it every day, you say, well, how can that be? And a lot of times that's because the road itself might have enough capacity, but you get to an intersection that has a traffic signal, and there aren't enough lanes at that intersection. There aren't enough turn lanes at that intersection. And it's not really the road segment itself, it's the intersection itself. And so I think that's one of the things you're experiencing today at the intersection of Palmetto Park Road and Lyons Road, is the lack of having enough turn lanes around the intersection. And again, in fiscal year 2027, the county does have a project to add and make intersection improvements at that intersection. So there is a little bit of relief coming. as I mentioned, we haven't gotten our comments back from the county, and so we'll be going back and forth with the county during this process and determining if there are improvements that this project will have to contribute to. But regardless of whether there's a specific project that has to be contributed to, this project will be paying millions of dollars in road impact fees regardless. So no matter what, there will be road impact fees paid by this project that go to the county to be funded, and the county is required by law. They divide the county into several zones, and the money collected in that zone for impact fees has to be spent in that zone. So regardless, again, of whether and what improvements may or may not be constructed by the project, there will be impact fees paid, and they will be ultimately spent in the zone by the county to improve the road conditions here in the West Boca area. That covers my overview. I know there will be questions. I'll turn it back to Ken at this point.
Thank you, Chris. Okay, a couple things, and I'm going to be done, and then Sherry will take over the meeting. I want to go first. I know some of you have been to the webpage. If you haven't, the information that we're showing tonight, which is updated, that plan you have is not updated. Okay.
No, this is the new one.
Oh, you got the new one. Okay, good.
I do.
All right.
And
So.
you didn't address Norte Lago entrance as a PUD.
Okay.
An entrance.
Okay, so so first thing, the website is called, and I want to make sure, Elliot, I get this right, BocaLagoTogether.com, and that's where this information will be held, and we'll make sure that you get the address on that. And then I want to go back to the site plan just for 1 minute. Again, so this is the plan that we're proposing, and you had asked a question about the road to the north. Yes, we are proposing access on the road to the north.
Only Norte Lago, right.
Yeah, Norte Lago right here, yes, sir. And
One
then-
entrance for that entire.
I got it. I understand the issue. But I want to go ahead and walk you. What's that? One more thing, and I promise you I'll be done, because I want to leave this plan up for you to look at and talk about. So real quick. So the plan that's being proposed, I just want to make sure everybody hears it. We'll start from where we started at. 762 units, okay? 3 and 4 stories with townhomes. The mix, I want to say something about the 3 and 4 story units. I know you're going to ask me a question about that. Those 3 and 4 story units, the middle's 4 stories, they drop down to 3 on the edges. The majority of them, almost 80% of those, are 2-bedroom units. So you know what that means? They're more for people like me in my age group in the 50s. So they're 2-bedroom units, the majority of those units. The townhomes are 3-bedroom units. And I know that I'm gonna get there. I want no questions from Flora yet. I'm gonna let Ms. Scarborough take over here in a minute. But I wanted to on behalf of Lennar, even they're standing over there, I'll tell you that they're saying thank you for allowing us. Honestly, happy so many people came, weren't expecting this, but I'm glad you're here, and I look forward to working with you. So where we are in the process, everybody has to understand. I want to make sure you hear this. I want to make sure the guy in the back even hears this. This is step number 1. Lennar is committed that we're going to set up individual meetings with each one of your property owner or condominium associations, and then Wendy and I are going to come out, and we're going to come out and look, hopefully go in your backyards and understand, because we're doing designs based on paper right now, okay? And we make submittal to the county. The reason why we do that is because the county has a whole bunch of rules and regulations. We want to make sure we get through all those rules and regulations so we don't tell you something that we can't do. But the next step is Elliot and his group are going to set up meetings, and when you're going to come out, and we're going to go with your homeowner association, because there's things we can do to help change it and make it better. Buffering, landscaping, lakes, where the lakes are located. All those items are still up for flexibility, but we have to start somewhere, and we started somewhere. And I'm going to ask Ms. Scarborough to take over from here.
Ken, thank you. Are there, Elliot, are there other cards in the back? Okay. Hang on a sec. We only have a couple cards that people have filled out, so
We were told about it when we walked
they were
in.
okay. We'll have somebody come through and pick up if you have a card. And then I'm going to guess that how many people here are concerned about traffic? So let me tell you, the West Boca Community Council's battle cry, probably the last 15 years, actually more than that, is our traffic issue in West Boca. We've had numerous meetings on it, and we believe our traffic issue is actually a Broward County traffic issue, that the cars going down Lyons, they're going down Lyons from Broward County to get on the turnpike on Glades Road. Years ago, probably 20 years ago, there was a plan to put a turnpike interchange on Palmetto Park. It was designed, it was going for funding, and one of our state leaders stopped that. We have been saying for at least 15 years, if not 20, we need that interchange on Palmetto Park. It'll alleviate a lot of traffic on Lyons Road, certainly let the traffic up on Glades Road and the turnpike, and we will continue to fight that. And we hope that you will join us when we have these meetings so that we can get this across to our elected leaders. So thank you. We know we have a traffic issue, as does our county, and our county commissioner certainly knows that.
Was that part of the mitigation strategy?
Well, although they do have to give millions to the county,
Yeah, I understand that.
it does not necessarily mean that it is going to this project and in that specific area. The county commissioners
No, the question I have is, he's got a plan to be able to alleviate or to reduce traffic somehow along the roads, okay? But Palmetto Park is still a nightmare. The Palmetto Park, Lyons Road is still a nightmare. Every evening, we get a traffic jam that's about a half mile long in that interchange. What I'm curious about is there actually a plan that we can take a look at to find out what the mitigation strategy is? And exactly what it is that the additional, 1,400, 1,500 cars that will come into the community, how it will impact that particular plan as well.
So is that on your web page? Will that be up there?
So we're in the first round of review. Once we get a review from the county, then we'll have that information come back and share it with you. Chris has it in the review
Just
right
to
now.
clarify something, the traffic on Lyons Road is southbound.
Correct. Correct.
So if you're going on the turnpike, you're going down Glades. The people going southbound live in the area that is now overdeveloped. Coming here tonight, I was late because it was backed up over a mile going south on Lyons. It has nothing to do with whether you build an intersection for the turnpike on Palmetto. It's
Right.
density.
Hey, listen,
It-
totally agree, but
Listen.
questions she's got to answer.
I was just correcting something that was incorrect.
Okay.
It wasn't a question, it was a statement.
Thank you. Again, we are aware of the traffic problems. We know that. We've had numerous meetings about it. We've begged the county for a traffic light on Lyons for Escondido residents to get in and out of their communities. They have put in some traffic calmers. If you notice, they did put up a sign that shows your speed. But again, that's not going to stop all the cars that are on the road. I get it. I know it. I see it. So we know that's a problem. Jay Thomas asked garages. Are there garages? And which units will have garages? Are there garages?
The townhomes will have garages.
The townhomes will have garages. The other ones will not.
On that subject, of the garages going to change parking lot level?
The garages, I believe, are on the west side of the road where the townhomes are going.
It's by the management.
Can we get slide photos sent to us? Didn't see on your website that you are going to update your website.
All of these pictures are on there now.
Yes.
So what is the solution for the traffic?
Are taxes going up to fund any of this? No, the taxes, I don't believe will go up. I think they'll actually give the county more tax money.
have the cash running in this road.
Joel
You cannot make
Friedman wants to know if they are all 55 age and older community. And no, they are not all 55 and older communities. They're not senior developments. Vista del Lago and Lions, disaster to get in and out of, need a box painted, need a sign replacement, not to block that intersection. I don't disagree, but I don't know that those boxes, that people really pay attention to them, but it's a good suggestion. What percentage of traffic on Boca Lago?
None.
What percentage of traffic on Boca Lago Boulevard goes anywhere but to Boca Lago? Do we know what the percentage is? The traffic on Boca Lago? Yes. Are they going to Boca Rio or are they going to Lions? Do we know what that percentage is?
What's the design capacity, what's the EDT?
I guess the better question is, they only showed a couple of curb cuts. Has anybody talked about redesigning Boca Lago Boulevard at all? A couple of curb cuts and taking out some green space and some trees aren't going to alleviate the problems that you're bringing onto the main roads for all of us to get in and out of.
You didn't answer my question. You read it, but you didn't answer it.
Which question was yours? The 55 and older?
What percentage of traffic uses Boca Lago Boulevard, uses the development? Because there's a plan that should be enacted, if I'm right, that it's 80% of the people who use Boca Lago Boulevard only come to Boca Lago. It's a critical number to know.
So we have about 35% east and 65% west. To Lions. But the question
They're asking if you've taken into consideration the existing traffic.
yeah, we'd have to do a separate, like, it's called, I'll go to the mic. So if I understood the question about Boca Lago Boulevard, it was how much of the traffic on Boca Lago Boulevard is just through traffic using the road versus how much is using it to get into and out of a community. Is that correct? So we use it, again, we've only conducted the initial traffic study that went to the county, and so we haven't gotten review comments back on it yet. We use data that the county collects to do that study, and so it doesn't separate out that. It gives us a total traffic volume. There's something called an origin destination study that could get us that information. It would require separate counts out there, but it's something that could be collected. At this time, we don't know it. But that's something we could find out.
Basically, everyone's sitting.
Do you have
Only some of the people sitting. Either just everyone out and allowing or a bigger venue.
So, I'm being told that we are way over capacity, and as much as I hate to do this, unless we can get about 100 people to voluntarily leave, we are going to, we'll reschedule and we will meet at the high school. I don't think at that meeting that we'll need Lennar to come to that meeting. We will just hear from the residents and what you need. You want Lennar at the meeting? You want to yell at him? Everybody want to yell at Lennar now? Go for it.
Not now. We want them to hear our
Okay, so if you signed in and gave us your email address, we will email you. We will have another meeting. We will have it at one of the high schools where we can accommodate a large crowd. And we apologize that you came out and that we're being shut down. We'll get the info out in the back.
Thank you.